All right, I'm gonna try and do this video with my iPad. Normally I do it with my iPhone, but the iPhone seems to have given up the ghost. So it's my last night here in Lviv. I've had a fabulous experience here. I've enjoyed it. The people are super friendly. I've improved my Ukrainian. Just came back with my wife. We were in the Carpathian Mountains. We were down in Chernivtsi, which is a beautiful city. And just come away with a great positive feeling about Ukraine. One thing about and of course, the first evening when I had just arrived here, of course I was lost. I didn't know the streets of the city, and now I know the city quite well. And I think that's a bit like language learning. When we first start out, everything seems strange, and just with regular exposure, we get a better sense of the language. Behind me is this cherry tree, the tree that people like to take their pictures in front of. But one thing I want to talk about is I had my last lesson with Solomija, my teacher, and I made the usual mistakes in case endings, and so she corrected me, and then she sort of had me decline certain nouns, and it made me very, more self-conscious, and made me feel that my goal of reasonable fluency in Ukrainian was getting further and further away. And and then we got over that, and we started talking again, and we got wrapped up in whatever the subject of our conversation was, and I felt myself getting better again. And it made me realize that a lot of this error correction or deliberate study of things can have the effect of making us more self-conscious and inhibiting us. In driving around Ukraine with a Ukrainian business contact who spoke English, he was constantly saying, how he has to improve and he makes so many mistakes. Hey, okay, come here. Here is Connor Klein. I'm making my farewell video here.
Awesome.
And he happened to pop by. I thought he was just a friendly Ukrainian.
I actually live just here, Steve,
okay,
right? So you were actually filming outside my apartment.
Give me a couple of minutes, I'll come over and join you.
Steve, the man.
There we go. Okay. So the point I wanted to make is that, he's always worried about the mistakes he's making. I don't notice him making mistakes. And my teacher got me thinking about the mistakes that I make, and it made me more inhibited and made me speak worse. And once we got back into actually just speaking and communicating, I started doing better again. And I think there's a lesson there, and I'm going to tell my teacher, don't do that. I can always look up the declension table, but we just want to speak, and you've got to get me sort of, grease the wheel so that I start really speaking, and on that basis, in the end, I'm going to do better, I'm going to communicate better, and my language will improve. So there you have it. It's our last night in Lviv. I'll miss it tremendously, and the next video will be from Vancouver. Bye for now.